Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to my evening news report right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. New Hampshire Governor, health officials don't recommend canceling events because of COVID-19. Officials say no evidence yet of community transmission of norovirus. New Hampshire officials are not recommending postponing or canceling public events as health workers ramp up testing for COVID-19. In a news conference Wednesday, health officials said 5 people in New Hampshire have tested positive for the norovirus that causes COVID-19. 2 people who had an identified traveler risk of containing the virus, and the other 3 had direct contact with someone who had COVID-19. A person who works for a company in Bedford has tested positive for COVID-19, according to a memo sent to affected workers by the Fraley White Management Company, which operates a group of offices. The company said the person is self-quarantining and was last at the office park on March 6th. It's not known if the patient is one of 5 Granite Staters who tested positive for COVID-19 or if the person is from another state. Dr. Benjamin Chan, the state epidemiologist, said the state is working to rapidly increase its testing capability. 90 people have submitted samples for testing, and 74 tests have come back negative, with 11 still pending. The entire team with the public health and HHS has literally been going 24/7 on this for the past 2 or 3 weeks, and we can't thank them enough, Governor Chris Sununu said. Chan said there's no evidence of border community transmission of the virus in New Hampshire. We want people to feel empowered and make decisions to protect their own health, Chan said. We certainly do not want people to live in fear or panic or anxiety, so we want to provide accurate and up-to-date information on a routine basis and make sure that people feel free to go about their daily activities and attend school and other important activities and not be in fear of their health. People with symptoms who are concerned about COVID-19 can talk to their doctors. There are other routes aside from the public health laboratory that can do testing, Chan said. It requires a provider assessment in order for testing. Sununu said the state is not recommending that any public events be canceled or postponed at this time. Friday's Battle of Badges hockey game to benefit Children's Hospital at Dartmouth will go on as scheduled, but it will be played without spectators. In terms of canceling events, the CDC just came out with new guidelines, said Beth Daly, chief of the Bureau of Infectious Disease Control. It's a phased approach based on the level of community transmission that's in your area. Chan said most people with COVID-19 experience mild symptoms. Populations at risk of severe symptoms include people older than 65 and people with medical conditions including diabetes, heart disease, or chronic lung disease. He said people should monitor travel advisories from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Those who return to the state after traveling internationally should talk to their doctors to find out if they need to self-quarantine. Chan also advised discussing future travel plans with a doctor. The World Health Organization declared Wednesday that COVID-19 was a pan-epidemic with sustained outbreaks in multiple regions of the world. The head of the agency said he is deeply concerned about the spread and severity of the virus, as well as what he called alarming levels of inaction. Tips for avoiding COVID-19 include frequent hand washing and stay home if you are feeling sick. More than 200 people are under public health monitoring and instructed to self-quarantine at home. We call them and we assess them for symptoms and confirm they are still abiding by our instructions to stay home, Daly said. Daly said that 2 of the people in quarantine or isolation have violated the order and were served with legal orders backed by law enforcement to stay home. Latest New Hampshire data. Let's take a look. Number of positive COVID-19 tests, 5. CDC has confirmed 2 of them. Number of pending COVID-19 tests, 11. Number of negative COVID-19 tests, 74. Number of people tested since mid-January, 90. Number of people being monitored, 254. COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 5 number of people in New Hampshire who have tested positive for COVID-19. 121,564 number of people worldwide who have tested positive. Number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire, 0. 31 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States, and 373 number of deaths from COVID-19 worldwide. 3 people in Grafton have it, and 2 people in Rockingham have it. Common symptoms are fever, cough, and difficult breathing, how it spreads, and prevention tips. And if you want to see this article, we will share a link with you on the Riley King Network Facebook page after this broadcast. And that does it for my evening news report right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening. I'll see you back here tomorrow for another news report. Good night and bye, everyone.